Hello, and welcome to the Thinking Elixir podcast, where we cover the news of the community and learn from each other. My name is Mark Erickson.
And I'm David Bernheisel.
Let's jump into the news. First up, the EEF is having board elections. So the Erlang Ecosystem Foundation is set up as a community organization to be run for and by the whole Erlang ecosystem. As such, the role of the board is assigned by a democratic process where voting members get to run and vote for their preferred candidates. So if you are interested in helping to guide and steer the direction and influence the direction of the Erlang Ecosystem Foundation and what it's involved in, how different decisions are being made. So as a member of the board, you have involvement with these different types of meetings, voting how funds are being distributed and what initiatives are being taken on. So if you're interested in helping guide the community at that level, they're open for elections. So just going to mention some of the important dates. We'll have a link to the EEF has a blog post about this where they go into more detail and have links and explanations about what's involved with the role and everything. So you get a good sense of it. So some of the important dates coming up, April 24th, members can submit their candidacy. That's where you put in your name to say, I'm interested in being on the ballot. May 8th is the last day to submit your candidacy, and an email acceptance ends at midnight UTC. Then May 9th, voting is opened. And May 16th, voting is closed, and the election results will be announced as soon as possible after the closing. So yeah, this is a great opportunity if you're interested in saying, I would love to be able to get a little bit more involved. David, are you on the board?
No. Though I did run for it, I think last year when one of the cohorts. So there are 3 cohorts, by the way. Each of them have about 4 or 3 people. And so that way, not the whole board ends up getting washed away one year.
Right.
In an election, right?
You need some institutional knowledge that sticks around each time.
Yeah. And so this is cohort A. Slight correction to what I said earlier. The EEF board elections, I mentioned that there were 3 cohorts, A, B, and C. I mentioned that A was in the re-election cycle this year. That's incorrect. That's not actually the cohort. It's cohort C that is going to be that's the election cycle this year, which currently includes 3 folks. So a small election this year, just in case you guys are looking up who all is involved and which cohort it all is, what the schedule is. It's cohort C. My apologies. Sorry about that. Every election they get elected. It's for a 3-year term or so. Mm-hmm. Don't have any idea right now of who all is involved with the election, but they'll have, like you mentioned, all the dates before. Right now, at the time of recording, members are able to submit their candidacy, and then at some point after that, they'll publish who is running. Yeah, and then voting dates and all that, and then we'll find out who's on there. No, I had the honor of being the only loser last election round, which is totally fine by me because that whole cohort was amazing. I would have voted for all of them. So yeah, no hard feelings, but love having that badge of honor.
No, but you can also be a voting member of the EEF as well. That's one of the levels of membership. So you can be a membership that's free, just, you join, but you don't have any voting rights. But if you contribute some money, then you actually saying, yes, I'm truly invested in the community. And then you have the ability to make votes on different decisions and things like that. So that's another level of a way to be involved and to support it.
Yeah, absolutely. We cover the news a lot here, and I'd say especially in the last year, of the Elixir community, I think the EEF has really stepped up a lot in all of the things they're doing. And so that's evidence, of the board members and the community, but the board members helping to organize these things and get the word out and all that kind of stuff. Like that's evidence of an effective board and effective community. And so, yes, if any listeners out there are members of the EEF or not members, go join, go pay some dues, or it's not it's super expensive to do that. Yeah, go be a part of the EEF and then just look out for the dates where you can vote for your favorite candidates. Mm-hmm. All right, well, speaking of the EEF, working with the EEF Security Working Group, the Gleam team in version 1.10.0 will ship and include the build software bill of materials, the SBoMs, SBoMs and SLSAs, the SLSA build provenance for all release artifacts and Docker images. We got a link to a social media post about that. What does this mean again? This means greater visibility into the dependencies that Gleam uses in the stronger supply chain and security. So stronger supply chain is in like just knowing what's in the supply chain at all. You know, just to like give it an analogy of like the real world, right? We get all this talk about tariffs and things. Well, tariffs have to know about what the supply chain is. What is the supply chain? Well, it's all these people in between that are getting you the things, right? And so if you don't know what the things are, then how do you tariff them, right? And so if we're thinking about software, try to take that over. Not that we're, you know, tariffing software here, but you want to know what's in between, what's all involved, and that's the whole point of these build SBoMs and SLSA build provenances. So that's all for the greater visibility of what it takes to make good software. And the Gleam team in version 1.10 is going to start shipping and including these. So amazing work. Glad to see that happening.
Today's episode is sponsored by Paraxial.io. Every day, hackers search the internet for vulnerable applications aiming to steal sensitive data, commit fraud, and spitefully ruin the weekend of a hard-working developer. Paraxial is the first and only security platform with full Elixir support that stops these attacks. Developers love the Elixir native protection. Management loves Paraxial's metrics that detail security accomplishments of engineering, which, you know, that stuff's required for SOC 2, ISO, and HIPAA compliance. Sign up for a free trial of Paraxial today and mention Thinking Elixir when you schedule a demo for a limited time offer. Check it out today at Paraxial.io. And next up, following up from last week, Dave Lucia shared that the Elixir Secure Coding Training, that's the ESCT. So if you remember, this was a project that's a GitHub project initially started and taken over from Podium by TV Labs. After TV Labs got control of it, they were able to merge in a bunch of PRs that were already there, resolving a number of issues, and added a huge upgrade to how the grading works. And so if you don't recall what this is, it is a GitHub repo for an interactive cybersecurity curriculum designed specifically for enterprises that use Elixir. So it's that security training that you have to do as part of compliance. And so what they're doing is adding, you know, when you're taking these tests and quizzes, so you customize it for your company. One of the things they just did was getting that, so a big upgrade to how the grading works. So what the follow-up was is Dave Lucia shared that as planned, TV Labs has transferred that project over to the Erlang Ecosystem Foundation for a more permanent home and maintainership. So when we talk about the EEF and what they're being involved in, like this is an example of that. Like, hey, making this as a resource available for companies that run Elixir to be able to do the security training in-house and customize it. Thanks to Podium for creating it, TV Labs for helping to shepherd and rehome it, and then EEF for taking ownership of that. That's a really great resource, and we want to see that succeed.
Yeah, and the TV Labs crew made some good fixes and improvements to it while they had it too.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just imagining the old Patrick meme from SpongeBob, like just taking it from over here and putting it over there. It's like they're just kind of moving things around a little bit. All right, well, next up, some quick Phoenix wins. There's a couple of PRs, it's just minor things really, but just wanted to call them out. So Phoenix 1.0 RC is out right now, and so it's a release candidate for a reason. So there's a couple of PRs that are included in the main branch right now, and I imagine will either be released in the upcoming full release or another RC of Phoenix. But two PRs I want to call out is that the plug debugger screen, so we've talked about this before, it now has dark mode, which is really cool, but I don't know if you've noticed, it's easy to just like wash over all of the text that's there. But if you actually look at it, you'll see that there's ANSI codes in there, like meant for the console. But it's rendered in your HTML page, right? This was a Phoenix thing that was doing that, not plug debugger, as far as I can tell. And so now Phoenix will strip out those ANSI codes so that way they actually display a little bit better. Quick little win, just little things. Speaking of little things, the installer, the Phoenix.new installer, was updated to Tailwind version 4 a little while ago, and as part of the Phoenix styling, we, as in the Phoenix team, adds custom variants, and this is Tailwind language here, but they use custom variants to target like loading states in Phoenix with LiveView in particular. Those were done incorrectly the first pass, so they didn't quite work. So there's a fix coming up now, a quick little fix. There's nothing to it really, just removing some quotes and commas and just syntax errors really. If you compared your app to what Phoenix is doing now, especially since they upgraded to Tailwind 4, and you use that as a reference, like the diff as a reference, you might want to go check that again because those custom variants are likely not working at the moment. And those are specific little quick stylings on a page when something's loading. So 90% of y'all probably hadn't even noticed it. But yeah, check out the PR, quick little 2-liner, 3-line change, and then you're up and going again. But those are some quick Phoenix wins. They're in the main branch right now, probably coming up in the next RC or in the next patch release of Phoenix. So look out for those.
And next up, there was an AshAuthentication vulnerability that was published. So we have a link to this, the security advisory, in the show notes. There's a few quick mitigation steps, which is just basically update AshAuthentication to version 4.7.0 and AshAuthentication Phoenix to 2.6.0 or higher. And then set require interaction true in the confirmation strategy and add a confirm route above the auth routes in the router. So that's just a ordering just to make sure it's in that right order.
All right, next up, we talked about this last week, but we'll repeat it here. ElixirConf US 2025 is open for submitting talks and workshops. So we've got a link to elixirconf.com and a social media post. Just to remind you, ElixirConf US 2025 is, again, for the last year, I think, in Orlando. So you can submit a talk by April 29th or a workshop by April 15th. And they're looking for topics on, well, probably the obvious, Phoenix, LiveView, or distributed systems, the whole gamut, really. And you can join the wait list for pre-sale tickets now, even if you're not trying to talk at ElixirConf, you can go ahead and get on the wait list for pre-sale tickets, which traditionally have been the cheapest. So if you're looking to save a couple dollars, get on that wait list, and they'll notify you when the tickets are on sale, and you can save a couple bucks.
And last up, ElixirConfEU speakers were announced. We have a link to the website where you can see the keynote speakers and the set of speakers that have all been announced, and it looks like a great lineup. Just as a quick reminder, ElixirConf will be May 14th for training. The actual conference sessions is the 15th and 16th of May. It's in Krakow, Poland, and also virtual. So that is a great thing to see, but also, just let me mention like some of the keynote speakers. We got Jose Valim, Chris McCord, James Arthur, Matthias Front, and David Baito. And then you have a great list of speakers lined up. If you were holding off on deciding to go to the conference because you wanted to see what was going to be talked about, well, now you've got a great set of speakers to check it out. Just
so you have some price points to know. So it's 250 euros for a virtual ticket to ElixirConf EU. And then in-person tickets are about 600 euros to get in, just to get into the door. And so then account for any travel and lodging there. But that's those are the price points that you're looking at. And if I sound a little bit different, I'm at a work conference in California in a hotel. So on a different mic with a different setup. Hopefully it still worked out well for the recording, and we'll find out later. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening. We hope you'll join us next time on Thinking Elixir.